Hey guys, it's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing another Valentine's Dollar Tree DIY video, so let's get started. Okay, so for our first DIY, do y'all remember this box that I was going to use in my last video, but I decided not to because I hated the inside? Well, guess what? We're going to use it today. I removed the little hanger on the back, which just popped out, and the sticker. And then I'm just taking some white Waverly chalk paint and I'm just giving it a coat. It's already brown and the sides are a little distressed. I do the sides because I want it all to be white, but I didn't worry about full coverage because you guys know I like a little bit of that wood showing through. And you guys, I'm trying out a different angle today. I want you guys to let me know what you like better. Do you like seeing it from this angle or do you like seeing it from up above? I know that sometimes you guys say that you can't see because I know I pull out of frame and I pull things close to me. So I'm going to try this out today. So once that was dry, I'm taking these little wood block letters. These are from Walmart. They're in the little craft end of the aisle Valentine section, and I thought they were absolutely adorable. I think there's so much you can do with them. So I dumped them out because I'm a mess and I'm looking for the words be mine. So that's just what I'm doing here. And then you're going to need one of those grapevine hearts. Now, once the shadow box or box picture thing is dry, I'm just taking my chippy brush and I'm just going around and distressing, going back over with that white to smooth things out. And yeah, so, I mean, and you guys can paint this whatever color you wanted. I just wanted a neutral farmhouse Valentine's Day decor. Once I was done distressing, I'm kind of just laying out the blocks to kind of see how I want them, if I'm going to like how it looks. And I kind of like the heart sideways and the words kind of down at the bottom. I thought that was super cute. I honestly thought about distressing the letters, but I wanted those to pop out. See, look, here I am just like looking. Do I like this? But I do like it. I feel like it's a very neutral farmhouse Valentine's Day decor. So I go ahead and I start gluing down all those letters. And then once I got them down, I just put hot glue on that little grapevine heart. And I kind of just glued that catty-cornered, onto this little piece. And I think this is so cute. I know I say that all the time. Maybe I'm biased, but I think it's just very neutral and it could honestly go with any type of decor. I do try a couple more things out. Like I thought about putting these little pom-pom balls in between each letter, but I opted out because, like I said, I kind of just liked it plain. And then I did go back in with my little chippy brush and just distress it just a little bit more so that there was like a contrast of colors and those wood letters kind of like really popped out. So for this next DIY, this is pretty simple. It's just taking something of Dollar Tree's and kind of just sprucing it up a little bit. I had this Joy to the World wood sign. I bought this back when I had a store before we moved to where we live now. And it was my style at first, but now it really wasn't. So it's just been sitting in my craft room. I'm just taking some white antique white Waverly chalk paint just to cover those words. Now, you guys, you can use wood, you could use a Dollar Tree sign, whatever you want. Like I said, I just already had this and I thought it would be really cute to, well, you'll see in a sec. So next, I found this little fabric hanger at Dollar Tree, and I think it is super cute. There's a few things that I obviously am going to change. So I don't like the red. I love the burlap with the hearts and the raffia. Totally down my aisle. So I start by removing the back of the felt and taking the hangers off and the buttons. I know, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm removing buttons. If you're new here, I love buttons. I love using them, but don't worry. You're going to just wait. So yeah, I did notice that it was hard to get the hot glue off of the top where the buttons were. So I had to kind of just snip around that, but I wanted to leave like the black, like sewing texture or paint on the outside. So don't cut that out. Then I'm just taking some antique Waverly wax and I'm kind of just making the burlap look worn and old. I don't even really know if this served a purpose or if I just made a mess. But at the time, I felt like it was serving a purpose. So there was still some of that little red felt showing through. So there's like this white thing on the back. Maybe it was used to like iron this on, I think, with like a press thing. I don't know. But I just ripped that whole thing as much as I could off. As long as the red was gone, I was okay with it if there was some left over. So originally I was gonna take these little gold like nail tacks, thumbtacks, and put them on the ends. Well, because I'm an absolute safety hazard and tried to hammer with a glass jar because I didn't want to go find a hammer, we're changing it up, okay? So I'm taking some black buttons, Dollar Tree buttons. You can find these in the checkout aisle. I know I'm putting buttons back on. But I just felt like these kind of popped out a little more because the ones that were on there before were like a neutral color. And I felt like the black kind of just went with the love, the kiss, and the hug, like gave it more contrast. So I'm just gluing those on, and then I glue down the side so that the middle doesn't, come off the board. And that is it. I think it's super simple. Like I said, this DIY is super simple, but I feel like it's taking something that was simple to begin with and making it look more high end. For this next DIY, you're going to need one of these little Dollar Tree picture frames. If you can't find this exact one, you can use another one, because the way that we're doing this, you don't need the rope and clothespins and stuff that are on there. I would recommend getting a picture frame that pops out, but I think all picture frames pop out. So I just start by removing the back of this picture frame and ripping that rope that is holding the little clothespins off. And I leave the hanger there because I want to be able to hang this. Okay, so you guys, I found this tissue paper at Walmart for 98 cents. I'm a sucker for cheetah, and that was my original plan, was to use that. Now, as I laid the Mod Podge, I was like, wait a minute, I have another idea. So I have this Dollar Tree book, and I just don't read the title. I did not know this is what this said whenever I bought this book. When I look for books, I look for good good texture books to make like book stacks, and I did not know that this book said that. Anyways, so I just started ripping pages out, tearing them, and laying them across this. Now the Mod Podge had dried at this point, so I just started going in and using hot glue just to get the pages to stay. And then you just want to cover the whole thing. Now, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. There are multiple times where I sit down to just craft, and I have no idea what I'm going to do, and it just comes to me. And this was probably one of those, because I sat down with a different idea and I was like, wait a minute, this will be way cuter, or at least to me it would be cuter. Anyways, so once you have all that on, you're going to take some Mod Podge and you're going to want to cover it just so it holds all the pages together. So while that is drying, I'm taking this love wood sign. I got this from Walmart, and we're going to stain that. So I'm just using the antique Waverly wax, and I'm just going through with an old t-shirt and staining it. The hardest part was getting in the nooks and crannies, but I got as much as I could with the t-shirt, and then I went back in with a little bitty paintbrush to get in between, you know, all of that. So once that back of the picture frame and all the pages were dry, I'm just taking my chippy brush and I'm just distressing if I can speak, distressing these pages to make them look like old and worn, you know, like we found these in Grandpa's attic. And yeah. Then I was going to use one of these little Dollar Tree wood hearts. I was going to stain it. And I honestly let this sit on there for probably a good 10 minutes before I opted out. But before I put the back in the picture frame, I'm just taking my little finger sander and I'm sanding down the picture frame just because it's not such a harsh black. And I've learned with Dollar Tree picture frames, when you sand them, the edges come out so pretty. I mean, it's weird. I've done this with that Santa picture where I sanded it down, and I just love how the edges come out. It made like the picture frame look old and worn as well. Then you're just going to put the back into the picture frame, and this is where I, you know, played with the heart a little bit more. And I don't know, I just felt like it looked better with just the love in the middle. I mean, I literally sat here and looked at it forever. But once I decided not to do that, I just glued the love right down in the center of this little piece. And then I was going to be done, but I wanted to add just a little bit more. So I'm adding 2 farmhouse beads to the top. If you ever have trouble getting like jute through there, I use super glue a lot, but I have found that if you just put a little bit of hot glue on there, that works just as good as super glue. So I just put these farmhouse beads in there. These are always in the description box. These are my Amazon favorites. Love them. And yeah, so I was going to put 3, that's why I was holding it up, but I decided 2 was plenty. And then I just tied a knot at the top so that the beads don't come off. And that is it. Okay, so this next DIY is Pinterest inspired. I saw these and I absolutely fell in love with them. So I wanted to recreate them using Dollar Tree items. So you're going to need 5 Jenga blocks, and you're going to use 3 for one person and 2 for the other. Now for mine, I only created like 1 set, but I think it would be absolutely cute if you did like one of you and your husband, or one of you and your wife, and then one of like all your kids. I think that would be really cute. So I glued 3 of them together. I used hot glue, and then I glued the other 2 together. And then I'm just taking my white Waverly paint, and I'm just giving it, both of them, the same amount, good coat. If you saw in the picture, some were red and pink, some were just white, and I liked the white. But again, if you guys recreate this, do whatever you want. Then once those are dry, you're going to take them and you're going to glue them together. And I mean, I lined mine up because I wanted it to be flat at the bottom. Obviously, it wouldn't stand any other way. And then you see I have my 2 farmhouse beads out for the heads. Now, I glued these on, and then towards the end, I was like, okay, these heads look really small for these bodies. So I do end up changing that. But anyways, you just take the beads and glue them at the top. Then I'm just taking some Dollar Tree jute, and I, tie it off on the back, and then I wrap it around. And if you notice in the picture, the jute is going kind of crisscross. So that's what I wanted to do. So I just wrapped the jute around the bodies crisscross. And then once I felt like I had enough, I just tied that off. The one thing I did do different, I'll show you guys in a second. I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree wood hearts. I think I take the pink one. I think I tried the wood one first and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I like it. Because I don't know. I just felt like it didn't pop. So the one thing that I did different is when I put the heart on, I felt like the heart almost like stood out too much, if that is even a thing. So I hot glued the heart down in the middle of the little X. And then I take some more jute and just wrap a little bit around that heart. Then I'm taking one of these little wood rounds. You can get these at Walmart. I think they come in a pack of 6 for like less than $2. And I just want to give this a stand. I think it would stand up on its own without this, but I just wanted to make sure that it was sturdy. And then I glued that down, and then that is it, you guys. You have to let me know which one is your favorite from today. I hope you guys enjoyed these DIYs as much as I did. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.